thought I just want to hold him and sit here and cry with him.
When the federal building in Oklahoma City was bombed on April 19th, 1995, a group of EMTs and paramedics from the AMR Emergency Medical Services Authority were among the first rescue workers on the scene. For many of them, just doing their jobs that day was emotionally devastating. This story is not a recreation. It's a look at the question, who rescues the rescuers?
A week ago, I stood downtown and watched you all create your own form of miracle. You were presented with something that's inconceivable.
There are images that all of us carry with us of this tragedy that have been burned into our conscious and our unconscious minds. They're images that we would like to forget that come floating back.
We've had an explosion downtown. We've had an explosion. We need help. Adam 24 is en route. 38's en route. 38's en route.
This is him, sir.
Yeah, we need an ambulance.
Is this at the explosion?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. We're on the way.
My partner and I were somewhere about 4th or 5th unit called to the scene.
The whole front of the federal building is gone, all floors to the roof. You have numerous high-rise buildings involved in this. You need to set up command by division. We're going to have numerous calls for EMS.
He didn't know where to begin. People running up to the ambulance, beating on the hood. Everybody's covered with blood.
I've got 3 patients that are in critical condition. I need some ambulances here. I got some critically hurt people.
We have all the squads in town responding downtown.
I just remember bandaging people and turned around and there's always someone there.
You got 3 people holding back the stage. Do you need them to do anything?
Our first patient had a perforated esophagus. Was breathing through the side of her neck.
I started trying to decide who was going to be treated first.
Okay.
Reds go right here.
Okay.
Yellows go at the curb.
Okay.
Greens go halfway down the block.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
They're all critical. And somebody has to decide who goes and who doesn't.
I saw Melissa backing up into the truck with a patient and wasn't breathing. She was shredded. One arm was ripped open and broken in several places, had an arterial bleed. Her neck was open. You could see her trachea. And, you know, as far as we're concerned, on an incident like that, the woman should have been wearing a black tag. But there wasn't anybody else critical at the tree at that point. She got put on the truck. En route to the hospital, I just started keeping her airway open. We just absolutely knew that the injuries that she sustained were incompatible. Everybody in this room has seen mutilated bodies, burned bodies, dead children. Everybody has, day by day, but never, never hundreds at a time. When all you're doing is, do they have a radial pulse? Do they have an airway? Let's drive. Let's go. It was such a useless feeling.
Nothing has quite happened like this.
Struggling to deal with their own haunting memories of the tragedy, rescue workers attend a stress debriefing session conducted by EMS chaplain Mike McElroy.
Talking about it is one step towards healing. You have to let it out. Or the fears, the anxieties, just be inside them. And it would be doing physical and mental harm to them.
That's my first day out, and someone that worked in the building came down and said that there was a preschool on the 2nd floor.
Send me about 3 more companies. They reported about 20 kids trapped over here in this building.
They started handing up kids to us, and the kids were in such bad shape. The burnt bad and they had no hair left.
That photo that everybody's seen of the firefighter holding the baby, 15 seconds later, that baby was handed to me. And the hardest thing I ever did was not being able to do anything for her.
Didn't you get the 2 kids?
Well, we're just pulling out down there.
Policeman brought out a kid, and it just looked so lifeless. And I just threw up my arms and I said, if he's dead, I'm sorry, sir. I can't do nothing. I can't touch him. I'm sorry. And about that time, the little boy cried. And it just broke my heart that I was that selfish.
Did anybody see him? What's that? Another kid. Where? There he is, there he is.
I heard someone yell, "I've got a child here."
YMCA, I guess.
He said he's from the YMCA daycare down the street. The first thing that popped into my mind was, my God, I just took my kids out of that daycare. Or one of my little girl had been going there, and I thought this could be my babies.
Can you tell me your name? Can you tell me your name?
He was so scared. I tried to lay him down on the backboard. He didn't want to let go of me. And that was the one time that I thought, I just want to hold him and sit here and cry with him.
James, everything's going to be okay.
It really hit me that, something really, really bad had happened.
Yeah, and that's my hardest part right now is to get through, is all the kids that were handed to me. I wish I could have been like Melissa. You know, all that footage that we saw with you on there holding that baby so tight, I told Dawn, I said, God, I wish that I could have had just one to hang on to, because we kept taking the babies out and just putting them in their own playground. We had to lay them in their own playground, and they couldn't play anymore.
We took a breath. We said, okay, there's no more patients right now. We're ready for that second wave. And that's when we really realized, looking back at that building, if they're not already out here with us, they're not coming out.
The police officer who was standing at the corner said that he needed a medic to come in for a patient that they found that was trapped but still alive. She was completely covered. There was just a hole probably about this big that you could talk to her through. You couldn't see her. You could hear the building make noise and creak, and you could hear the little rocks falling down. I've never been so scared on a call in my life. I honestly thought I was going to die in there. And I remember looking at the fireman and telling him, if I die, just tell my parents I loved them.
Water department, we need the water department shut off. We've got high water rising quickly in the basement. We've got several people trapped. Come on out. Get out of there. Let's go. Get out.
About that time, one of the fire chiefs came back in and said, we've got to get out. There's another bomb. I'll never forget her screaming at us, telling us not to leave her. Get him back! But we had to get out.
7, we have all clear in there.
We went back down. We needed to make a decision. Her right leg was underneath a bunch of concrete. And then the surgeon went down with just a scalpel and a saw. And I talked to her the other day on the phone. She says she's doing okay.
I felt so emptied at the end of the day. But I tell you what, I learned that woman that Melissa put on the truck that wasn't breathing, she had made it.
Roya Sims, the woman paramedic Bill Lindsay rushed to the hospital, had been working in a nearby building when the bomb exploded. 10 days have passed, and she is expected to recover.
We tried to encourage people to find a patient and go visit them, to come just to some kind of peace about it.
Waking up a little bit. For me, it wasn't a really big problem, and I really thought I had a handle on it. But when I saw the picture of her and her husband, I erupted in tears. That was all I could do. That was all I could do. This beautiful woman, 27 years old, and she's alive.
Roya's father and her husband, Buddy Sims, have rarely left the hospital.
You'll never, ever know how much you appreciate it. It's great.
I just can't believe she pulled through this. It's tough. She's always been stubborn, though, so she can be stubborn all she wants from now on.
You know I love you, don't you?
Without everyone's help, she wouldn't be here with us. And I don't know what I'd do without her. I've got 4 brothers at home. If you don't mind, I'd just like to make you the 5th one. It's okay.
You got it. That was all the healing I need, probably for the rest of my life. I'll be here every day.
It's good to hear the good things that have come out of this.
You guys are first rate. You all are the heroes.
People stop us on the street and they tell us if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have as many people alive as we do. And that makes you kind of take a deep breath and try not to cry and tell them thank you.
Say hi. You're hot.
That day in Oklahoma City, the paramedics rose to another level. And for every one that you saw on film, there's 10 more.
I did make a difference. We did make a difference. The whole team in place saved lives. Everybody did the job. Everybody.
So glad you guys are okay.